3.
The first thing that you're going to need to do to make sure that your paint job looks good is make sure you've done a really good job sanding. You should have done 80 grit, 120 grit, 220 grit, and 400. Once you've done that and you make sure that it's good to go, you want to make sure you get all of the dust off of your car. Any dust that's left on your car is going to turn into spots on your car, and that's not good. So I've taken this one and I've wiped it down, okay? You should have your paint by now. All right, we've got this Rust-Oleum Auto Primer that we've talked about. I've also got a Rust-Oleum glossy paint. This is an enamel paint. This will work excellent for your car. You should also rent a paint stand from Mr. Kermit to Mr. Zimmerman to make sure you can keep your car on the paint stand and your hands away from the paint, okay? And also make sure that this doesn't stick to your box. You need to grab a box, so make sure you try to find a box before the day you're doing this. And I have a piece of wood on top of my box. You can use anything that's heavy, that doesn't crush the box. That'll help and make sure it doesn't get tipped over. You want to put the wind to the back of your box, all right? We don't want the wind to blow the paint around when we're doing that. And you want to make sure that you put your box on some grass instead of on the concrete. We don't want to wreck anybody's concrete. If you put it on the grass, then if it gets on the grass, next time you mow your grass, the paint will be gone. All right, so that's a much better option. Okay, you're going to read the directions. First direction on your paint can, first we're going to prime it, is to shake it well. So you're going to shake it for a few minutes. I had a student help me with that before we got to this point, so I'm ready to go. We want to hold our can 10 to 12 inches away from our car. And the first thing I do is spray, make sure it's good to go, and I spray the underneath parts of my car, okay? So I'm trying to get on the bottom of the cartridge hole and the back sides of all my axles. Now that I've got that done, I'm going to place it in my box, and I'm going to go up and down and turn my car. Up and down, turn my car. You don't want to go side to side when you're doing this. Up and down. Turn it again. Up and down. Up and down. And around. Okay, now I've gone around my entire car. And you'll notice I didn't put a lot of paint on my car. It's better to do a lot of light coats of paint instead of one heavy coat of paint. If you put too much on, you're going to get drips on your car, and that's not good. You need to read the directions about when you can recoat your paint and handle it and do those sorts of things. This paint can says that you can, this handles to be dry in 15 to 30 minutes. As soon as it's dry, you can touch it and you can wet sand it. So you're going to take an old piece of 400 grit sandpaper, get it a little bit damp, and you're going to rub out any imperfections on your car before you move onto this can. You're probably going to have more than one, you're going to need more than one coat of your color, and that's alright, but you need to read the directions and wait the amount of time that it says on the can before you respray it. If you don't, your car is never going to dry, and that's not good. So, read the directions, follow the directions, take your time, buy your paint before the night you need it. Start on a Friday instead of starting on a Sunday, otherwise your car is not going to be done. You're not going to have enough hours to wait for it to dry.